You see what I did there? I touched the back of the guitar momentarily. I didn't keep it moving. This is dragging now. Some tasks before I carry on with the French polishing of the front of the guitar. I put some potassium permanganate on this piece of wood just to darken it. There's no finish over the top of this, and the moisture has raised the surface of it a bit. Now I don't want to sand that down because I'll just be lightening it again. So I'm just going to burnish this down. Yeah, and hopefully just sort of squash it back down into the guitar. It's very noticeable how that raises the grain lines. So I'll try and squash the grain lines down as well. Yeah, that feels much better. Now hopefully when I sand I won't be taking the top of this off. I do need to sand the front down, but I'll just avoid this patch for the moment. And now some 1500 grit. Just trying to keep the finish as even as I can, and there is a little bit of streaking in the finish which I want to avoid. This is the lightest of sandings. Yeah, probably need to keep it going with the grain really. I could see some scratch marks even with the 1500. I'm not sure about the effect of the shellac, the coloured garnet shellac over the top of the mother of pearl. I guess it might look a little bit better once it's a more even thickness of coat, but I'm not keen on the sort of brown colour it gives the mother of pearl. I don't know whether there's something I can do about that, or I'm not going to switch to clear shellac just yet. I'm going to put the initial coatings on as garnet shellac and try to get an evenness of colour. Just going to go over lightly here. Try and get a more even coating of shellac, try and get rid of that yellow colour. Yeah, it would be nice to get a more even colour around the rosette, but I'm really taking off pretty much all the shellac that I put on, but I don't know how else to do it. I haven't got this surface completely smooth. There's a bit of grain here. I'm just going to go over that a little bit more. Of course, there is a limit to how smooth I can get this until I've got more layers of shellac on, but I want to try and achieve as consistent a finish as I can, really. That's good. I've got the sun on this. There are blinds above us, but there is a good deal of sunlight hitting this guitar. The danger is it's going to get a bit too warm. It's not the best day to be doing this. I think the shellac is going to dry very, very quickly. Time to stick the bridge back down. So, spot of glue there, spot of glue there. I don't have any accelerant, but at least I can slide this around to get it in place. And that's slipped. That has not adhered at all. How strange. I'm wondering whether it's making contact. I've got to be careful here. I think I've got super glue on the bridge. I guess I didn't give it long enough. If I had accelerant, that would have been a lot easier. So what's happening here? Is it just that it won't dry? It's on there, let's try again. Never had this problem with super glue before. I wonder whether moisture can be used as an accelerant if I was to just dampen the one side, because super glue does dry in the presence of water. The greatest luthiest trick ever is letting me down here because it still hasn't set. The bridge is flat but the block isn't. The wings are slightly high. Don't know whether you can see, there is a slight gap. So I'm just going to take a little bit off the wings and hopefully it will then stick. I really didn't expect this to be tricky. Oh, I've got shavings everywhere. Oh dear. Perhaps I should have just planed the whole lot of this down in one go. You know what? That would be a better idea, wouldn't it? Let's try that all again. This time I'm not going to bother with the wings. I don't need super glue there. Hopefully this time it works. Drop there. I'm going to put a drop in the middle for luck. And a drop there. That's 20 seconds. I'll give it a minute. Oh, this better have stuck. Yes, finally! Right. The moral, get your surfaces flat and get yourself some accelerant. I'm flying solo here, so here we go. 2 pound cut of shellac. Fresh shellac. Pour a small amount of that out. Nice wodge of cotton wool, which I think is called the fad. Soak that up, and in fact it soaked all of that up. But I think that's all I use for now, because there's a fair amount of shellac in there. In fact, seeing as it's soaked it up, I'll put that back on the jar just in case I knock it over. Sheet of cotton, or cotton polyester, as it turned out. I'm going to give this a squeeze. Yep, so it's not dripping. So I think I'm working here with less shellac than I was last time. Let's see how I get on. I'm also using gloves because it got very messy last time. So we put it on and we be careful not to hit the edge. We're always going off the edge. So I'm going to start over here. Almost immediately becomes sticky. I need more. This may be a little bit thick to be using, I don't know, but we'll... Thinking I ought to maybe go to a £1 cut, but right, there's a lot more on that this time. It's quite a lot of shellac this time. I've gone the other way. Yeah, this is drying almost instantly, and I've got way too much on the inside there. It's a lot warmer than it was when I was doing this at Crimson Guitars. Although to be fair, they had heating on. You just didn't have sunshine on your guitar. I leaned on the guitar then, did you spot that? It's so difficult to hold the guitar down without touching the top. Don't know whether I'm going to be able to do this left-handed. Not as well as I can do it right-handed, apparently. It's really starting to grip the rubber now. Much easier to see the streaks when you've got a bit of daylight on the guitar. It was under artificial light, it seemed a lot flatter. That's starting to feel a lot better, you know. It was a bit inconsistent last time, but it's looking a lot better. Like, it's a little bit streaky, but I think the consistency is getting better now, and that's only 2 coats on. Another coat on the bridge. I say another coat, this will probably be several coats, because I'll just keep going until it's sticky and then keep going. It's difficult to avoid getting shellac in the groove, but I'm guessing I'm going to just have to scrape the groove out afterwards. Groove? Slot? It has to be said, this is about the most awkward shape imaginable for applying French polish. Just going to see if I can soak some of this out of the slot. It is dragging quite a lot now. Yeah, I'm marring the surface now. It's difficult to be consistent in how much force I apply to the stroke, and I keep getting excess shellac on the ends. I think I'm going to have to rub this down. That's not what I meant by rubbing down, but I'm not getting the polish on the surface that I was hoping for. We'll leave that there. Not getting the smoothness, but then with a £2 cut I'm probably not going to, so it probably needs to be a bit more dilute before I can get a polish on it, and I probably need to use oil, but that will rub down afterwards. I wasn't really planning on sanding the sides again, but I'm going to have to, I think, because there's still a few little bits of surface dirt and stuff, and I think I need to get it a little bit smoother. If you remember, I applied alcohol over the top of this to smooth the surface, so before applying shellac I'm going to just do a little bit more sanding. The front of the guitar actually is dry now. It dries remarkably quickly. And so to the sides. Ooh, it's drying almost instantly, possibly because it's the first lot of shellac to go on. And possibly because I haven't got too much on the rubber. Well, maybe. It does seem to be squeezing out. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I suspect it's just soaking it up. I wonder if I can get it a bit more consistent. Yeah, maybe. And so to the back. I've just realised, to my horror, that we still have some tar spots in here, which I'm assuming have already been sealed under one layer of shellac. I can see a lot more of this in natural daylight than I could under the lights at Crimson Guitars. Oh well, I guess it's patina. That's dragging now and streaking a little bit. Oh dear. You see what I did there? I touched the back of the guitar momentarily. I didn't keep it moving. This is dragging now. I think that's alright. I think if I sand down I'm okay. This is very thick shellac, and so I'm not going to get a completely consistent finish at this stage. This is now dragging. I think that's it. Right, I want your comments. I've been putting out essentially a video per session, but the next few sessions are going to be pretty much what you've just seen. So, do I not bother filming the next few layers of French polish, because there may be another 3 of them, I don't know. Should I film everything and then just put out a highlights video in a few weeks' time? Should I film and only publish if I screw up? Which might happen. Let me know. I'm amazed that some people have stuck with me for, what is it, 26 videos now? Might be more than that. Just comment, you all do, so just keep commenting and tell me what you think. See you soon. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe and all that, and let's keep going. Bye.